So after all the drama with Terry, Miss Pat and Denise go on tour with Tony Free, and at first things seem good. Tony Free sent a Rolex to her house, which cost more than like $1,500, so her family's amazed. And she opens up for a big set, and it feels really good. Now, granted, one flag on the play is the fact that Tony Free wants to take 20% of Miss Pat's merchandise, but it's whatever because there's so many people moving that she feel a little hustle, but she alright. But what is originally a good thing for her kind of goes bad when she figures out that despite Tony Free trying to seem like a good man who loves his wife and is successful in comedy, the man's actually a whore. And not only is he a whore, but he's a whore that is willing to kick out Miss Pat and Denise so he can mess with his whores. And surprisingly, Miss Pat don't flip out or Denise as much as you think they would, but I guess they see this golden goose who might be a little stanky, but that doesn't make her no less a golden goose. So while Miss Pat and Denise are dealing with getting kicked out the room so that Tony can mess with his hoes, back home he's doing pretty good actually. He has Janelle rather than Brandon or Jumba put in charge, and Brandon's in his feelings because he's a 30-something-year-old man, but the person who really gets kind of upset about this whole situation is Janelle, and that's because she's only put in charge because Terry thinks she's boring, is not going to do nothing. So with that in mind, and of course her brother's picking on her, she decides, okay, we're going to throw a party. The first party she throws is about playing some bootleg dollar store Jenga paired with watching a documentary, and from Ashley to Junebug and Brandon, they're just like, what the hell are you doing? But for Janelle, this is a party, so that's what she does. And they decide to up the ante, and because they up the ante, that Rolex that Tony Free bought for Miss Pat gets stolen. And unfortunately, it's the black kid who stole it rather than all the white kids who were buying to the party, but it is what it is. And what leads to the whole watch being stolen thing being an issue is Terry finds out, and that leads us to the last part of the episode, which deals with the fact that after a certain point, Miss Pat and Denise remember that they gangsters, so Tony Free playing them like this, it's not gonna work. And luckily for them, Tony Free's wife, her name is Naomi, she's on her way, and he's trying to make sure that those two hoes that he was messing around with, who seemingly don't want to leave and want to rack up bills, which I don't know if they're going to be racked up in his name because it's his tour, going to be racked up in Miss Pat's name because it's her room, but that's not gone into. What is known now is that in order to get them hoes out his room, he asked Denise to pretend to be his wife, and with that, Denise makes it clear that, you know, that 20% that you're talking about for merchandise, that's gone. And honestly, she should ask for more, like this not being able to happen ever again, because now she got something on him. But you know, Denise is currently an assistant. She's trying to be Miss Pat's manager, and while you have to appreciate the hustle, she's still learning as she goes, as with any manager who doesn't have experience. So she does the job, gets the hoes out. Unfortunately for her, following the hoes leaving, Naomi, Tony's actual wife, shows up, and she got a baseball bat, and she's ready to swing. But luckily, between Miss Pat and Denise, who just got back in the room, they're able to not only calm her down by lying to her, but also get some money negotiated and also some additional benefits, such as Tony making it clear that he's going to have Miss Pat do some radio promo with him, and not only that, Miss Pat and Denise hustle to get some more money out of them. So with that, it's not a bad deal. Yes, unfortunately, Naomi has a cheating ass husband, and there's no black woman solidarity involved, but at the very least, hey, you know, it's not Denise and Pat's fault that they are hip to the game. Oh, and as for that Rolex watch, in the end, Miss Pat says to pawn it because even though Tony Free was her hero at one time, now he's just some Negro who cheats on his wife, so any money she can get out of him, whatever. Alright, so due to the fact that we're binge watching this, things are going to be much shorter than our usual reviews and recaps, so there's only one highlight, and to me, the highlight is just watching Denise hustle. I don't remember the exact quote from Viola Davis when she was dealing with the comparisons between her and Meryl Streep and everything, but I remember part of it, or the gist of it was, it's not about talent, it's about opportunity. And I think when it comes to Denise, we've seen with her hair care product and amongst other things, Denise isn't against working. She may not be for having, a 9 to 5 and something that's like set in the schedule, not stimulating, but she's not against working. The problem is, with her talent, she needs also the right opportunity. And while the hair care business really wasn't going well, as seen in the last season when she burnt someone's scalp off, at the very least with Miss Pat and being a manager, you can see her people skills, her social intelligence get put into play. And also the fact that, as we saw when she was getting them hoes out of the room, she's willing to go far and do some things that may not be the most ethical, like helping a man cheat on his wife, but hey, it's the entertainment business. Sometimes you're going to have to do something unethical if you want to make some change. And granted, that's not a good thing, but let's not pretend that the entertainment business ain't ugly sometimes, and even the best people got a few things in their closet, because even if it ain't them cheating on their wives, it could be something with their taxes, could be they underpay their staff, maybe a little bit abusive to their staff. Everybody got something going on. Ain't nobody clean and innocent.